Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now in today's video, well, I'm on the road. I am heading to the range. This is going to be fantastic. In this video, I am going to break out the Sig P365 and 365 XL for the first time. Well, if you've been following my channel in a prior video, we took a look at the Sig P365 and 365 XL in a bit of a comparison, talked about how those were going to be a great option for me for a number of different reasons, and how the two of them together as a modular setup can really combine two firearms into 4 different combinations. So today's video, what we're going to do, we're going to get out to the range. I'm going to use these firearms in all 4 configurations, compare them, contrast them, look at the pros, look at the cons, see how they shoot, and well, hopefully if things go well, hopefully I'll do a good job hitting the target, but there's only one way to find out, and that's to get into it. And if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what I'm about to get into, do me a favor, stay tuned. So now hitting the range with the Sig P365. Now this particular setup here is the short handle with the short barrel and the short magazine. Now first things first, well, this is my first time at the range. At first it was very loud. I wasn't exactly comfortable. Now not that I was nervous, but I definitely had some nerves. Thinking about filming, all the things I needed to accomplish, not to mention I really had no idea about the competency of any of the people shooting next to me. My grip was all wrong, I had terrible thumb position, but I did have overall decent recoil control. Now, I was fairly reasonable on the reset on my trigger, but I did feel as though I needed to keep my finger on the trigger just a little bit. Now, all in all, in 10 shots, I had one in the center, one where I had too little or too much trigger finger. I was squeezing my fingertips just a bit once, jerking the firearm twice, and breaking my wrist or relaxing too soon 5 times. But moving forward with the Sig P365 with the short barrel, the short handle, and the extension on the pinky. Now the range quieted down just a bit, and getting past my initial nerves and kind of calming down, I definitely had a game plan at this point and everything was underway. With this particular configuration, I felt as though I had decent recoil control, but again, my thumbs were completely in the wrong position. I had decent lockup with my leading left hand and my support hand, but at the same time, I definitely need to practice pushing the muzzle down to recover faster and reacquire my sight picture. But this time I had much better results. Hitting the center of the target 5 times, 2 times with a little too much or too little trigger finger, 1 squeeze of the fingertip, 1 time jerking, and 1 time breaking my wrist or relaxing too soon. Now at this point, really settling in, I have the Sig P365 XL. Well, at this point, I had a little less reaction to surrounding fire, and yet the fire in the range was a little further downrange, allowing me to focus just a little bit better. I had a focus on my arm position and elbow position to help make up some of the recoil. I'm still dropping the muzzle a little bit too much to observe the target, and definitely dipping to the side too much, almost like I wanted to see my results in between shots. At this point, I definitely need to commit to all 10 shots before worrying about the results, but at least I made an attempt to close the gap between shots and committing to firing sooner. And so in this round, 2 shots in the center, 4 shots squeezing the fingertip, and 4 shots jerking. At this point, the range noise picked up, which definitely impacts me just a little bit. At this time, this is my second attempt with the 365 XL with the full grip. My finger position is still wrong, my finger pad definitely too deep, my bottom support left hand is too low, and it's not up on the barrel. I definitely had too much reset of my support hand. But taking a look at the results, here I had 10 shots, 2 of which had too much or too little trigger finger, 4 of them I was squeezing my fingertips, 1 of them I was jerking, and 2 of them breaking my wrist or relaxing too soon. And on top of that, 1 shot that had me squeezing the whole hand with the trigger. So now switching up the configuration, putting the long barrel and the long slide on the short handle, and putting the short barrel and short slide on the long handle. These are the alternate configurations you get with the 365 and 365 XL. At this point, the sounds are really only from the opposite side of the range. Now I'm really settling in, getting a good rhythm at this point. My arm position was fairly good and appears to be a little bit more comfortable. I definitely still have bad thumb grip position, and the gun does appear to be a little more snappy in this particular configuration. Now, a little bit less recoil control, I attribute that partly to the undersized grip with the short clip. There's still too much reset in between shots, and my regrip is definitely a problem on my support hand. I was definitely more focused on the shot than nailing the framing on the camera, so focusing more on the shooting than I am on the camera work. That's a plus. But taking a look at the results, here I had 2 direct hits in the center. 6 of them were too much or too little trigger finger. 2 of them were squeezing my fingertips. And at that point, pretty much that settles the results for this round. At this point, the range noise picked up a little bit, which I can tell is definitely impacting me. I know over time I'll get used to this, but for now, my first time, well, it's just a little bit distracting. But I did have decent recoil control. I definitely had a little bit more flat recovery. Now at this point, I am using the 365 XL with the short handle, but the extension clip. It's definitely helping with my overall grip on the firearm. I definitely still have too much movement from left to right as I'm reacquiring my sight picture. At this point, with 10 shots, well, pretty much 4 of these were squeezing my fingertips a little too much, and 6 of them breaking my wrist or relaxing too soon. At this point, the long handle with the short slide and short barrel combination. At this point, I have pretty good arm position and elbow position. I'm feeling a little bit better about that. My trigger finger position is still much too deep. I'm definitely at the point where I need to focus on forcing the muzzle back down faster to reacquire my sight picture. I generally still have bad thumb position. I don't know what's wrong with me. I have no idea why I was gripping the firearm this way in the first place. I know better. I've done better in practice. I just had a bad day, I guess. But this particular configuration does appear to be just a little bit snappy. But overall, doing okay. Here I had 1 hit in the center, 1 with a little too much trigger finger, 6 of them squeezing the fingertips much too much, and 2 of them jerking. And again, the short barrel with the long handle configuration. Well, the range again, still a little bit noisy, a little bit distracting, but I finally have better thumb position. It took me all the way to this point to figure that out, but better late than never. I would have to say I have a vastly improved grip. I still need to pay more attention to my support hand. Still, it's a little far back. I need to force my thumb a little bit further towards the target. Now, I definitely need to work on forcing the muzzle down, not shooting quite as flat as I would like to regain my sight picture quickly. I definitely need to pay attention and keep my finger on the trigger as I reset. That's going to be something worth focusing on the next time I hit the range. But in this case, although not great, at least I do have consistent results with 9 of them breaking my wrist or relaxing too soon, and 1 of them with too much or too little trigger finger.
High left, right?
I think you got it.
Yeah. Or I don't know if it's, is that one or the high left one?
Let's try it again.
One of them.
Yeah. Now I feel like you're a little low left too,
Low
right?
Left, low left.
Okay.
And then let me see if I can shoot mine any better.
Okay.
Right there, you see that one?
Because this is 10 yards, it's no joke. See, I like the way my gun feels right out the gate, so it could be a little fucked up.
Drilled it.
Right?
Perfect, dude.
So this is a little small for me, but I mean, I kept the same kind of like
Let's.
drew out, and I you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I acquired, and I'm never focusing. This is deep, you know. But the whole time I'm moving, I don't see none of that red.
Yeah.
From here, I don't see none of it. The top of this covers that, right? So in theory, all I see is black.
So what? Will you try my XL? I'm curious to.
I didn't even see that. Oh man, you didn't even want to change the body. You just said, let me go wholesale, huh?
Go wholesale.
Wow. You know what? If I felt this, I might have got this. Because, you know, look, it's like, you know, and then,
Right.
watch this. It's just a little bit, it's,
And you said that's what the Shield Plus?
yeah, it just feels a little different.
Yep.
But this is fucking,
You like it?
yeah. So let's see what we're talking about here. Let's see what's already.
What are you going to 10? What do you?
Yeah, 10.
10 yards?
Let me see what's there. So I was left on that
Yeah.
one.
That was
Yeah.
That was you right there.
Yeah, yeah,
A little left, but I mean you're still in the target. I mean everything I'm doing is literally low and left. But
Yeah.
I think that's the finger pad.
Yep. And then like I told you, when I was looking down my sights, everything was black, right? It was the black, right?
Yep.
So when I lined up my 3 sights, I have 2 things going for me. This straight line, and then I brought the front one in line, right?
Yep.
Now that I see the front one, I got equal spacing on the left and on the right.
Right.
On the left and right, take a guess at what color I saw. Red.
Yeah.
So, but everything else, black.
Okay.
Boom. And it's dancing. I mean, I'm talking, there's a sliver of red. You can't even barely see it at
Right.
10 yards. So then I just, boom. But it's like a matter of just, you know, I don't know how much of a ball you got, but you got a flat trigger, so this might be even better than those. 10 yards? Oh yeah. Yep, you got a nice right here. We're at it already. Same thing right here.
Push, little push right.
Right, right?
Yep.
It's not bad at all. This seems.
I like that a lot.
This is, yeah. Forget everything bad I said. You know what it is? Oh, okay. So the first shot I just did, I kind of, see it?
Yep.
I rode my
pushing
thumb
up.
too high.
Yep.
I felt this.
Yeah, that's true.
It's all good. It's a little high. Here we go.
A little bit low, straight down.
Straight down. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Not bad though. Not bad.
Nice.
Not bad. You wanna run with this? You wanna play with that?
I'm still getting my feet wet myself, but I appreciate it. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thanks, man.
But I'll come back. Let me put these away. Without
Yeah.
flagging. Try to get some.
They're all accountable, and what I mean by that, even the ones that you went where they were, and you know what you need to do to correct that.
Still low left. Yep. Bring it up right.
I'm still reaching too deep with my finger.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can
it's
feel
smaller.
it.
Yeah,
I can't help it.
yeah.
I need
Yeah.
to train myself to
Yep.
come back more.
Yep.
All right, still rolling?
Yep.
All right. All right, so maybe the XL will make a difference.
Yes, sir.
I do like the flat trigger.
Yes, sir.
What about my arm? Am I canting my elbow too
It
much?
doesn't look too good. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. Remember, let your arms kind of take some of that recoil, right?
Yeah.
Don't lock out.
That's what I was wondering, right?
Yep.
Okay, ready?
Go ahead.
Come on, baby.
Right there. Yep. Just to the right of here. Okay. Up and right. Yep. Same. Up and right. Just a hair. Correct it.
It's up to you.
Yep. Just a little higher.
You see what I mean?
Bang.
Practice last batch.
Bang.
Here we go.
Yep. Come back up. Yep. Small adjustments. There you go. Just down a hair. Dead center there. There you go. Still in the
Much
zone.
improved.
Yeah, still in the
Nice.
zone.
But yeah, you know what it is? It's moving the pad.
Yep.
That's a big deal for me.
Yep.
Nice.
I'm here again on Tuesday night from 5 to 9. So if you want
All right, so there we have it, some range time with the Sig P365 and 365 XL. Now, what do I think? What are the results? Well, I think I need more range time is what I really think. But in terms of some things that I learned, it's going to be a little bit tough. I tried to categorize everything. I tried to kind of break it down. There's nothing truly conclusive. Now, talking about my shooting, first and foremost, some big key takeaways. My thumb position, that is absolutely critical. Getting it in the right spot, forcing my thumbs in the right position, and then down the firearm. I mean, that's the main thing for me. And I know better. That's the thing. I know better. Like, what was, I don't know, whatever. Just ignore that for now. But I know that's something that I need to pay attention to. Next, my hand support grip. Now, getting it up where I need to, cupping, and then again, just getting that leading hand pointed in the right direction, definitely key. And then my trigger finger depth. The problem with these firearms is they're kind of small, and if you look at the size of my hands, I'm definitely going to struggle with this and getting my finger and just, I tend to bury it too deep. I need to remember to kind of bring it back and maybe just like adjust my grip and kind of roll around the firearm just a little bit more, kind of pinch it a little further back in my grip, rolling my hand around and then getting the pad of my finger more on that trigger. And the other thing I'm starting to realize is, well, if I'm standing straight on, it's not quite as comfortable, and I've been playing with standing a little bit to the side. That's a little bit more conducive to my natural sort of body geometry, and then how I'm going to get my finger on the trigger. It is kind of going to make a difference. So the next time I go to the range, instead of standing square to the target, I'm going to turn just a little bit. I think that's going to make a big difference. Now the other thing is just for me to commit to all 10 shots. I found that I was firing and I was kind of doing some bobbing and I was kind of moving this around, which was allowing me to sort of see what was going on downrange at the target, but at the same time not forcing my firearm muzzle down and back and acquiring that sight picture quickly. So that's going to be a big thing, just committing to those 10 shots and then every shot taking the recoil, forcing it back down, and then reacquiring my sight picture, getting ready for the next shot. And so beyond that, well, the data is not really conclusive. And actually, ironically, so when you look at the short barrel configurations, I actually shot a little bit better. So with the short barrel configurations, I had 7 hits in the center, whereas with the long barrel configuration, I only had 4. And then also, ironically, with the short handle configurations, I actually had 8 hits in the center versus 3 with the long handled configurations. Go figure. And other than that, my actual best overall was actually the 365 with the pinky extension. So swapping out that mag, putting in the mag with the pinky extension. I actually had 5 of my center hits in that one round. Now, was it just a good round? I don't know, but that's what the data is telling me. Everything else was very sporadic. I mean, all the other categories, it kind of bounced back and forth and was not consistent. So, unfortunately, the only consistency that I had was my inconsistency. And I can't even say that completely, because in reality, everything I shot was pretty much low and left. I mean, that tells me something right there. Now, I'm not happy about it, but hey, that's why I'm here to learn. And the bottom line is, with everything being low and left, it really does give me the ability to kind of adjust just a little bit. And so the next thing for me is to continue to go to the range using both the 365 and 365 XL, making some of those adjustments to see how it will impact the overall results. So is this conclusive? Not really, and I'm sorry about that. I was hoping to have, I would say, more definitive answers for you, but looking at the data, and you can kind of slice it and dice it yourself, I mean, I don't have anything that in my mind is truly conclusive. I am not a good enough shot yet to even put the data in a format that seems reasonable. But as I learn, well, maybe I'll do this a couple more times, see what happens, and then I'll present some of those results to all of you. So at this point, much more to come. So alright guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.